Hi guys, let's talk about the professional health, all the risk we get in our professional career. This video is made for the ones who works in electronics, for selling electronics repairing service, or hobby, students, whoever. When we get involved with electronics and as professionals, probably we will work 35 years, 50 years. So we need to survive to all the risks of the profession. Now let's learn about it. Something I want to tell that maybe sounds out of the point, but at the end we will realize it is very important, is we human beings, we spend 80% of the time getting worried about something that will never happen. And I want to make emphasis on that. Now let's talk a little bit. We, the guys in electronics, we are focused of infection. Why? We have to deal with the final client, we have to visit the client or get the visitation from the client. We receive their smartphone, tablet, portable computer, desktop, audio amplifier, electronics for the automotive from the customer's hands. Sometimes we check hands with them, we get money, pay back money, we get the credit card, hold it in our hands, use it, give it back, and all those things help us to be a bridge in health terms to transmit or to receive any infection. When I made the record of this video, we were in the top of the coronavirus spread in the world, and I want to talk also about it, not specifically in coronavirus, but we have the coronavirus 19, but we have the normal flu, the cold, and that's coronavirus too. And more people die in the last 2.5 years, 3 years by the normal flu, the normal cold, so far at the moment that I record this video, when coronavirus was doing a mess in our planet. So back to the point. First thing that we have to do is to learn to disinfect our hands. And it's funny to tell that 90% of the population, they don't know to wash their hands. They need 20 seconds with the soap in their hands because it's the time we need to start killing the virus and the bacteria. If we do not rate those 20 seconds, probably we will just wet our hands, and now that the hands are wet, it's a highway for virus and bacteria to spread and propagate. Same thing with electronics people. If I mention 90% of the people, they don't know how to wash their hands. 98% of the electronics professionals, they don't know how to wash their hands too, and that's a higher number. Why? Just let's think about it. We work with soldering wire, with flux, we work with chemicals, and we sometimes open audio amplifiers, desktop computer, laptops, and it has insects inside. You know what is that. But the point is, soldering wire is giving us a heavy metal, not exactly heavy metal, but it's giving us a toxic metal that we get in our blood. Same the chemicals, same flux, same everything. So the proper way for us to wash our hands is not only the 20 seconds with the soap. We need something abrasive to remove that from our hands. My best recommendation is a brush like this. And if you're a professional in electronics and you don't have something like that, believe me, to call yourself professional start when you are able to take care of your health first. And the next step is when you are able to charge the client and to live from it. Don't ever forget those words. Also, as I said, we get this smartphone from the customer to repair, and we have to manipulate that. First thing we have to do before to deal with it, sorry guys, is to disinfect it. Yes, to disinfect the smartphone, the laptop, the audio amplifier, the desktop, the monitor, the TV, whatever are you going to fix. Do it and do it right. Learn the right procedure. Sometimes we have to use information, written information, signs of what we are expecting from the customers and what the customers should expect from us. So let's be specific about it, and we will not get any disappointment. Next one, eye protection. I mentioned we work in electronics, we are working with a soldering iron, and nobody should ever work with a soldering iron without this protection. I know so far 2 people who lost their eyeball because they didn't spend $2, €2, whatever it is the equivalent value in your country. Just as a rule, next to the rework station, if you pay attention in some of my videos, I have it in the top of my rework station. So when I have to turn the switch on, I know I have to wear them. Same thing talking about the eyes. Those one, anti-reflective ones. Why? I will tell you why. Many years ago, when I started in the electronics, it was the dinosaurs time in electronics. No, not so far, but there were transistors already. We used to have an electronics guidebook about the equivalent components. If I have to replace one transistor, I go to the book, search for the equivalent, and I went to buy it. Nowadays, electronics is more complex. We have a lot of components and more than we can fit in a book, and we have to Google in internet and search for the data sheet. So we need a monitor screen in front of us. Nowadays we use the LED technology, and as I said in the beginning, we must survive the next 35 years, 50 years of working in our professional career with a monitor in front of our eyes. So with LED technology, we are just cooking our eyes. Just LED screen. So get the anti-reflective one. As you can watch here, there is a kind of a green spot. That's the kind of glasses you need to protect your eyes to work in front of the monitor. You're going to spend many hours in front of it. Second, talking about the LED technology, ELD. In all my years, we used to have an incandescent lamp to illuminate our workbench. Later, fluorescent lamps were better price, better options, so we used them. It was not so good for the skin. Nowadays, we use LED technology, the LED for lighting. In that case, I have 2 colleagues who I know. One has my age, the other is 2 years younger, and they have problems with cancer on the skin, on the face. Yes, this is the distance I work from the light to the workbench. I don't know guys, if you pay attention, my lamps are covered with a white cloth, if you pay attention in some of the videos. The reason is because this kind of cover, it reduces the UV radiation. It's the same material that is used for manicure when women they go to the manicure and they make the acrylic nails and the artificial ones, and they dry the acrylic stuff with a UV lamp. They use a kind of glow like that to protect the skin from the UV radiation. So since that, I'm using this kind of covers to protect my skin from the UV radiation too. We spend many hours, and we do not realize the damage we making ourselves. I made a video about the electronics laboratory. I remember one of you guys, you said, and we need a good chair because we're going to spend many hours there. Yes, it's right. So we need something that we can support our back to be straight. Our knees should be in 90 degrees angle. It's very important the arm to do not support the weight in one point on the table, but the whole arm, because we don't want carpal tunnel issues later in the future. Not only that, if we have a wonderful, comfortable chair, that you must invest on that, because we are talking about health now. You need to invest in one ergonomic one. Many people, they sit and they sit like this, and they do not realize, and they are working hours like that. Weeks, years. What is the problem about? Did you realize sometimes we have to get the wallet out from our pocket and to sit straight? Any chiropractic will tell you and will ask you the first question when you go to the chiropractic with a pain in your back. Will ask you, do you work sitting with your wallet in your pocket? Did you realize? Guys, believe me, if you don't pay attention, if you make inventory now, whoever is a student and is starting now, congratulations. Whoever has years working on it will agree with me. By years, many times we are with that stuff in our pocket. All of us, we will fall in the same mistake. What is the importance of to take care of our health is the future. Maybe you are strong, maybe you don't care, you are healthy. That's not for me, that's for all people like Bob Kalpon. Yes, but in the next 20 years, you're going to be old like me probably. And everybody's going to get old, everybody's going to be like the flower dying. The difference is, how do you want to be old? Do you want to be sick, full of pain every day? Because when we get old, we will get all the things. We cannot escape from that. But do you want more intensive or less intensive? Is now the time to think about it. When I was teacher, I should tell that to the students. When I was a student, somebody should tell me that. So I ask everybody, please talk about it, teach about it, tell the students, the guys who makes the seminaries about how to rework in micro soldering, how to repair smartphones, computers, stuff like that. Take the time, take 15 minutes to educate the young ones how to take care of their health. Talking about the chair, let's talk now about the table. Many problems on the table, they are not problems related with the alimentation. They are problems not on the table but in the chair. We don't move. We stay here, we have a comfortable workbench, comfortable chair, and I'm working here several hours. Please make a workbench 3 feet tall, 90 centimeters tall, in order for you once in a while to stand up and work standing up in that workbench. Because when we bend our knees, our veins, they need to literally milk the blood back to the heart. When we bend our knees is more difficult to get that, and we become victim of thrombosis. We get varices in our veins. So we need to get out of that problem. We need to move, find a way to stand up, to move, and to go out to walk. When the doctor tells you, listen, you should not eat after this moment more eggs because your cholesterol is high. No this kind of seeds, no this kind of vegetables, no this kind of meat. Any doctor, any nutritionist will agree with me right now that what that doctor is telling you is just to putting a badge on your health. It's a badge. It's not solving anything on you. It's just holding the situation, holding the margin you're going to get with your health. You need to go and walk. The day that you go out and walk, you reduce that truck driver big belly we develop working in electronics, doing not too much physical movement, and we are able to eat everything. And that is the limitation about. You should be able to eat everything in the week, different dish every day. You don't have to put patches in your health. The day that you do exercise, you can eat everything. You don't have to eat little. The day that you do exercise, you can eat more. Do you understand the point with the limitation? Next one, water. Happens to all of us. I'm working in electronics and hours are passing and I'm not drinking water. And the problem with the electronics is we are so busy, so deep in what we are doing, that we do not pay attention to it. We must drink water every 30 minutes, every hour. Get your smartphone, make an alarm that it beeps for you to remember to drink water. When your body tells you, I need water, you are 20% dehydrated already. Got it? One more situation. Kidneys. In order for the kidney to work, it needs the water flow. If there is no water flow, the kidney will dry and will get stocked all the salts, throwing out all the trash from our body, will get stocked there. Do you understand the point now? Something related with it. The high blood pressure. The silent killer. Why the silent killer? Because it doesn't tell you have a problem. When you realize you get a heart attack, you get this, you get the other. And it was because the high blood pressure. But yes, there is a sign. When the white part of the eye is getting red on you, it's because the veins, they are like that, full of liquids that you are holding in your body because you are not going to the bathroom to leak. Yes, we are working in electronics and repairing this. I'm not going to the bathroom to leak yet. I finish this, I will start the next task, I will continue to it, and I forget to go to the bathroom to leak. So same situation, lacking of liquids plus holding the liquids we should drain, and we get high blood pressure. Many of us fall in that mistake, and many people young has gone already because situations like that. Get discipline. As I told you, the difference between who believes is professional and who is professional is the person able to take care of his health, professional health, and later to charge and to live from the profession. Next one, voltage. In electronics, if you pay attention, operational amplifiers are made to work in 30 volts. Voltage regulators are made to work in 30 volts. And it's because after 30 volts, it's dangerous. It can kill us. We can get electrocuted. Oh, but I'm a super macho and I don't care. I can touch the 110 and 30 will not impress me. I'm not talking about what you feel. I'm talking about what your heart is able to feel when you touch it, that you don't realize. Do you understand the point? So use the right equipment. As I told you, sometimes you need gloves to work in electronics. Sometimes you need glasses. What happens if you pinch yourself? Nothing, several times it happens. Now you work with surface mount device, but in our age we used to work with deep chips, and somebody can tell you the 14, 16 pin chips sometimes got stuck in our finger when we try to put it out. You need the tetanus vaccine. Every 10 years you need to reinforce it. Keep that in mind. Accomplish with yourself. It's part of your profession. You're going to cut and pinch yourself every time, every year. it can happen. Please be careful. If you didn't pay yet your funeral and the cost of that, be responsible with your health while you are living. Got it? Now, back to coronavirus, that it was happening in the moment I record this video. Coronavirus is a flu. It's a cold, like the normal one we get. Is coronavirus 19 is a strong one that affects the respiratory system. So far, about 82% of people, they don't get any problem. So when they get sick, they shouldn't go to the hospital to ask, do I have coronavirus 19? Because they're going to get infected in the hospital more than they were. There is something that is the viral charge. If I get few virus, maybe my body can fight with it. If I get a lot of virus, it's too much to the defense system to welcome them with a good fight. So if you got few virus and you have low virus charge and you get like a normal flu, don't go to the hospital to ask if you have coronavirus 19, because everybody's sick around and they are going to sneeze and cough and touch things, and you too, and you're going to absorb all of that. We are focused on infections, guys. Coronavirus 19 is affecting about 18% of the population with a very strong cold. And sadly, there is an average. When I started to make this video, numbers increased later. It will increase and will go up and will go down, depend if it is a large city, small town, city with old people population, as example Miami, than the university city with young people population somewhere else. 2.6% of fatality, sadly. More people, by the moment I record this video, die by the normal flu than coronavirus 19 in the last 3 years. I don't want to minimize the situation, because if somebody dies in our family, that's serious. We cannot minimize the reality. It will hurt us, it will affect us. So we have to be responsible now how to do not spread that illness. That 2.6%, to give a number of fatality, has the amount of people who will die this year anyway with the flu, with whatever, they are not healthy enough, their defense system is down, they have cardiac problems, respiratory problems. If you scare them, they will die. Okay, so they will die for whatever else anyway this year, because they will not survive with a low health. Plus the ones with the coronavirus 19 is that 2.6%. And let's tell the truth, sadly, but very sadly, as I told you, it's a new illness when I record this video, and doctors, they don't know how to treat it yet correctly. We don't have any vaccine by this moment. There are people has to be in isolation in a hospital, just one group with this problem to not spread more. Sadly, we don't have enough vital support equipment for breathing assistant with the electronics equipment, and some people will die without enough medical support, sadly. So that 2.6% is the ones who were going to die this year anyway, but normal flu, coronavirus, or if you scare them, they will get a heart attack. The ones with the coronavirus, and the ones that we could save from the coronavirus and we couldn't, because there is not enough equipment for that. Guys, sadly, this is the reality we live now, and it's the reason what I say, we must be careful, because we are focus of infection. Some of those people, we could save it if we know to do the things right. If you disinfect things, if you know how to disinfect yourself, it's part of your profession also to take care of yourself, as I told you. Sometimes somebody will ask, vitamin C, vitamin D, this and the other. Guys, vitamin C is not so good for coronavirus 19, it's good for the normal coronavirus, the normal cold. Vitamin D is better to get it with the sunshine. I'm not against to have extra supplement vitamins, but the human body is something that is in equilibrium, it's in a balance. If I put too much vitamins, if I force the note for that, something will unbalance. Let your digestion, let your body to choose what it needs. And it's the point that I said, you must eat everything every day of the week with a good balance, but go out and move, because that's the most dangerous illness we have now. We are not moving. I mentioned in the beginning that probably was out of the tone. We spend 80% of the time getting worried for things we shouldn't. And that's true. The first mental health we have to work with is our mental budget, because our brain is like a budget, it's like money. If you want to save money, if you want to invest money, the first thing you have to do is to chop all the expenses unnecessary that you don't need to get. Those are the same. Concentration is the same. How come do you want to be effective in finding the problem, in repairing, if you are not sleeping enough hours, or if your brain is busy thinking about a problem that will never happen? How do we escape from the worries? How do we cut that worries balance budget? It's very simple. Do things right, do right procedures, and you don't have to be worried about it. You don't have to be worried about to cross the street if you know to do it in the right place and with the right traffic light color. Got it? So try to organize your life, try to organize your health, try to organize even the mental health now that the system is pumping us with all kind of crap. The media, as example, when I record this video, where I was talking about the coronavirus, as I told you, the coronavirus 19. Everything has a price, nothing is free. And media has to charge a price in order to be able to present you the programs. What do? Okay, they search for what you need and they foresell you that. And when people are scared, when everything is bad news and we search for the bad news and everybody is talking about the bad news and we are in fear, that's what we need, and that's what they foresell to us. Do you understand the point? So let's be organized in everything in our life, in our health. Let's take the control of our health, physical health, mental health, in order to be good and excellent professionals in what we do. Remember, guys, you have to survive 35 years to 50 years in your career in electronics, repairing, designing, hobby, or whatever you want. Take care of yourself. Please transfer this video, share with the young ones, and if it was worth it to you, do not forget to like and to subscribe. See you next time.